it's Debbie with Tailor by Debbie, and today I'm going to do a tutorial to show you how to make a cat gnome. The first thing we're going to need is a pool noodle, and they sell these at the Dollar Tree year-round for crafting supplies. So I'm going to take the pool noodle and I'm going to cut it off. They have these pool noodle cutters too at Dollar Tree for $1.25. These are new. Haven't been in the stores very long, but you could also use just a regular kitchen knife or anything that you have on hand, but these really do cut well through. I'm going to cut this at about 3.5 inches. Okay, and then you can just put that aside. And then the next thing we're going to need to do is fit our fur. And I've got this snow leopard print fur that we're going to use today. I buy my fur at all different kinds of places, and y'all, this was actually a Christmas tree skirt that I bought from Kirkland's at the end of the season for 90% off. So, you know, be on the lookout when you're out and about shopping. Sometimes they have pillows with fur on them. You can find fur in non-traditional places, is basically what I'm wanting to say. Okay, we want to measure just a couple inches above the top of the pool noodle. And I like to cut my fur with an X-Acto knife. Make sure you start with a really sharp blade. And when you're cutting the fur, you want to cut just through the backing. You don't want to cut through the fur, because then your fur won't be as pretty. So I'm just going to cut a straight line across here. And I'm just cutting through the backing. Okay, and then you just pull it apart. Then I'm going to take this and roll it to get my measurement for over here. And we just want it to overlap just the slightest. So I'm going to put my thumb here. And we're going to cut straight up from there. Again, just cutting through the backing. Like so. Okay, and we're going to put the fur aside. Now, just take and pull along the edges of the fur to make sure any loose pieces are off of there before we glue that on. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our hot glue gun, and we want to put a bead of glue. Actually, let's do this first. This felt I got at the Dollar Tree. It's Crafter Square. They come in a roll. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut out a circle. And what I like to use is the Crafter Square metallic marker in white, because it'll show up on the black. And I'm just going to draw a circle all the way around. Then we're going to cut that out. Let me get another pair of scissors. These are in need of sharpening. Okay. We're just going to cut around. And don't worry about that chalk or the white marker showing, because we're going to glue that face down and it won't even show. But this is for the bottom of the pool noodle to make our gnome look a little more finished. So just cut that out. Okay. And then we're going to put a little bit of hot glue, kind of zigzagging or circles across the bottom of the pool noodle. And then we're going to turn that side that we drew the marker down and just tap to attach it. And you can kind of, felt it was a little bit stretchy, so you can kind of pull that over on each side. And if it's not exactly all the way to the edge, don't worry about that, because we can cover it up with the fur when we glue that on. Okay, next you want to make sure the bottom part that we glue to this part is where the fur is going down, you want this to be the bottom. Okay, so we're going to just lay our pool noodle here. And we want to make sure our edge, let's go ahead and get another glue stick. Glue the edge of this felt down well. Okay, just tap it. Make sure this is glued down well first. Kind of fold it down a little bit there. If I did this again, I think I would cut the circle just a little bit larger. Actually, let's do that so we can cover that up really well. It won't hurt to have 2 layers either to make sure that it's good and covered. So let's just draw the circle a little larger. Since we're doing this before we glue the fur on, we can cut the circle bigger and then glue down those edges, and that will really help it to not show. Okay. So let's just cut that part off. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Okay. This time I'm just going to take and glue right around the edges. Careful not to burn yourself. And you got to move fast, guys, because the hot glue will set up and become hard pretty quickly. I'm going to set it here, turn it over, and then we're just going to mash that down like so. And by not putting any glue in the center, it makes that look nice and flat with no glue showing through. Okay, next step. Remember, you want your fur going down to be at the bottom. And you're going to put a bead of hot glue here. But make sure you don't put it up above where the pool noodle is. And make sure your pool noodle is lined up with the end of the backing. Okay, let that fur hang down. Put a bead of hot glue here and a little bit right here. Kind of make an L with your hot glue. And then roll your pool noodle over it. Hold it down just a minute. Okay, then I'm going to turn it this way. And you want to watch and make sure the bottom is even with the edge of the backing. And I just put a bead of hot glue all the way down here. Okay, and then a little bit going up the length of the gnome where the pool noodle is. And then we're going to roll it. And you got to move kind of fast because we don't want that hot glue to set up. Okay, when you get to the end, brush all your fur out of the way here, and then just roll it. Just kind of roll it like that, and it'll set that hot glue. And y'all, you can hardly tell where the seam is. This one is kind of a variegated ombre fur, so you can kind of tell where the seam is, but if it weren't, you would not be able to tell. Okay, now we're going to tuck the fur down inside, and we're just going to put a bead of hot glue along the top. And for this part, I'm going to put on my finger protectors because we're going to be sticking our finger down in there and we don't want to get burned. Okay, so you're just going to take that and stick it down in there like that. Okay, let it dry just a minute. That blue one was a little bit too big for my finger. And then you're just going to go up under there, squirt some more hot glue along the edge of the next section, and then just push it down into that hole. Be real careful, guys, because that hot glue will burn you. And then we're going to do this last little part. Okay, and then we're going to stick that down in there. And guys, our body of the cat is already done. See how quick and easy this is? Okay, next we're going to make his little snout. And what I want to use for that is these wood rounds. You can buy these at the Dollar Tree. They're new this year. And I'm going to use one of these. And then, because I kind of want it to coordinate with my cat, we're going to cover it with some black felt. So all we're going to do is just cut around this large enough that we can take this fur and fold it back and glue it over this wood round. It's going to be kind of his snout, not really his nose. Okay, so then we're going to come around it and just cut some little slits so that when we're gluing this on, it'll make it lay better. Okay. Now, we're just going to take some hot glue. We're going to put our finger protector on. And we're going to take some hot glue. Here's my yellow one. Okay, let's put that on. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue here, coming up the side. And then we're just going to take this felt and mash it down all the way around. Okay, the back doesn't look pretty, but that's okay. The front is what we're most concerned about, and it's looking cute. Okay, now we're going to find the seam on the back, and we want to turn him over. Spread all that fur out, like so. Okay, before we glue down our snout, we want to glue on our whiskers. And y'all, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use for my whiskers. And y'all, don't look at the condition of this because it's very old. I'm going to take some of the pieces off my old broom that we use outside on the back porch and cut some of those off. And this is going to be our whiskers. I'm going to take three pieces of that. Okay. These make the perfect whiskers. Okay. Whoa. All right. And we want to take that end where they're kind of frayed a little bit, and we want to just trim that off. Okay. And then we're going to glue these down where we want to put the snout. Whoa, my broom just knocked something over. Okay, we're going to take and glue these down. So I'm just going to put a little glob of hot glue right here. And then I'm going to lay these crisscross in here. Let's see. Straighten that one up a little bit. And then put one going straight across. Okay, that's our whiskers. Now we are going to take our little snout, and I need to pull this piece just a little bit tighter. So put some glue, pull that up tighter. There we go. And then our little snout is going to get glued right on top of those whiskers. And you see how the hot glue really shows up on the black felt, so make sure you try not to get it too close to the edge. And then we're going to turn this over and glue it right on top of our little whiskers. Just press that down. Okay. Hold that there while it dries. Next, we're going to attach the nose, and I'm just using a pom-pom. You can buy them at the Dollar Tree. I had the little silver, or I have a little brown. So let's see. I think I like the silver. That looks cute. I'm going to glue that on there. And I'm going to put the glue on the pom-pom and then just attach it in the middle. Okay, like so. And that's his little nose. Y'all, this is turning out so cute. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to make his little ears. So let's set that aside. We're going to make ears and a tail, and we're going to be done. All right, we're going to use some black and then some pink felt. And what we want to do is fold it over. And I tell you what, guys, we've got some of the fur here on the felt. So let me get my lint roller and take care of that. I use a lint roller a lot in my crafting, so you'll see this one's almost empty. But it's great to get the little fur pieces or lint off of the felt or other fabrics. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to fold it over and we're going to cut out 2 triangles. And I don't really measure. Just going to cut 2 triangles. You want them to be kind of wide because we're going to fold them over. Okay, then we're going to take and cut that in half. So his 2 ears will be the same in size and shape. Okay, then we want to cut 2 pink ones just a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to eyeball it. We're going to fold it in half. Just going to eyeball it. We can always cut one and then cut it a little bit smaller. If you're not sure, you can do that. I'm just going to try to cut it a little bit smaller. Okay, we'll lay that on there. And I think I want to cut just a little bit more off the sides. So I'm going to cut a little bit off each side. Okay, like that. And then we're going to take our little ears and we're going to hot glue the pink onto the black like this. Okay. All right. Just a little bit of glue, guys, because you don't want it to show through the felt. Okay. One done. And we're going to be taking those corners and folding them, so don't worry if it's not exactly even. That part will not show. Let's see. Make sure I get it the correct way here. Okay. Just put a bit of glue. Very thin bead of glue. And you can kind of touch part of the glue with your finger protector finger to turn it over. And then glue it down. Okay. Then we're going to take it and we're going to fold them over each other and glue it. So let's do that now. Just kind of press that down and then press that down. Okay, and that's going to be our little ear for our kitty cat. Okay. There's one. Now, we're going to take a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here and do the same thing. Just fold that one over. And y'all, my pink felt is a little bit stiff. So it's more of a challenge for me to fold this. If it was the soft felt, it would be a lot easier to do. And that one's coming unglued, so I'm going to have to hold it a little bit longer. Okay. And this is the first time I've tried making ears this way, guys. Just had the idea. So, kind of fumbling here a little bit. But it's okay. We'll get it. All right, let's hold that down. Okay, let's re-glue this little guy here. Let's hold those down just a minute. Whoa, got me a glue string taking control. Hot glue strings. The struggle is real, guys. All right, now, and don't worry about the glue at the bottom because that's not going to show. We're going to take the fur that we used, and I always save little scraps of fur when I cut off, you know, pieces that are just irregular that I really can't use to make the body of the gnome, because now we can use this to just cut off a couple tiny little pieces. Let's cut this end piece off first. And then we're going to cut just 2 little strips. Okay. And these don't have to be perfect. And they're going to be really narrow. So watch your finger. Don't cut your finger. Just cut 2 little narrow strips. Okay. And you want them to be about the same size. So I'm going to even cut across here and then down to make 2 little pieces like this. And then what we're going to do, we're going to glue this, get the excess fur off, any loose fur. Just pull off any loose fur. Okay. There's another little piece right there. Then we're going to take this and we're going to glue it down inside the ear like so. Okay. So we're just going to stick a little bit of hot glue down in that pocket. And then we're going to stick that fur down in there. Just push it down in there. Okay, and then press it. And that just fills his little, that's so cute. Fills his little ear up with some fur. Okay, and they're different colors because my cat, remember, is the snow leopard fur. So that's okay. Just stick it down in there and then mash it down. Y'all, our little ears have some fur inside of them. Okay, to attach these, we're going to take wood dowels. These are actually barbecue skewers that I got at Dollar General in their grilling section. And you can get 50 of them for $1 at the Dollar General. The last time I bought them anyway, they were $1. They may have gone up as everything else has. Then we're going to take some wire cutters and we're going to cut off just a small piece where the point is at the end. Get another one and do the same. Just cut off a piece at the end, and I find if you hold the end, you're gonna, the smaller piece when you're cutting, it won't go flying across the room. If you try to hold this in and snip, that piece goes flying. So just a little tip. Okay, now we're going to put our hot glue gun right here and just kind of find an opening in the back. Put some hot glue there. Stick that little piece of the skewer down in there. And that's what we're going to use to stick down in our pool noodle to attach our ears. Same thing over here. It's glued together, but if you take your hot glue gun and just kind of hold it, it'll make a little opening, and then you can put the hot glue down in there and stick your skewer down in there. When you put the tip of your hot glue gun on top of something that's been hot glued, it will reheat the glue, and you can make little openings like that to put the wood skewer in. You just hold that down. Okay, then we're going to take our little kitty cat and we're going to figure out where we want the ears to be on each side. And you want to make sure you're hitting where the pool noodle is. And then you're just going to take and push down, kind of look on top and find where the middle is. That's what I'm going to do here. And then you want to dry fit it first. You might have to twist it to get it all the way down. And I see here we need to put a little hot glue on the back of the fur of that ear and tack it down too so that doesn't fold down like that. I'm glad that happened. So I can take care of that now. We're learning together, guys. Okay, I often create what I call on the fly. I just kind of take the ideas that I have in my mind and try to bring them to life. Some of my best creations are made that way. Okay, so that is, he's so cute. All right, you want to spread that fur and watch where you just made that hole, because that fur will cover up that hole so quick. Keep your eye where that hole was. Put your hot glue gun in there. Put a squirt of hot glue. Keep your eye where you just took that out and stick it right back in. And press it down and hold it while that glue dries for just a minute. Oh my goodness, guys, he's so cute. Okay, there's our first ear. Isn't he cute? Okay, let's do the other ear. Whoop, what am I doing? I'm going to pull the fur apart. I was just going to wing it, but no, this we need to get prepared. Kind of go directly across, pull the fur apart. You want to dry fit it first. Push it through the pool noodle. You might have to twist it a little to get it to go all the way down. Okay, then hold that fur apart. Watch where you're taking that out, because that hole will disappear in the fur. Then you just want to stick your glue gun down in there. Okay, squirt some glue. And then be sure to watch where you take that out. And then push your ear down in there. And hold it until it dries. And y'all, I think I missed the hole there. I do. I think I missed it. So what I'm going to do is just put a little hot glue on the skewer and try to push it back down in there. Sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. That time it worked. Okay. Y'all, he's so cute. All right. Now, if you want to have some added security to keep your ears glued in, you can come down here at the base where it's glued and stick. Let me get another hot glue stick here. Speaking of stick, stick some hot glue right up under the bottom of it. Then press it down. And then kind of pull the fur up around the bottom of the ear, and that will also help hold it on. Okay, I want to make sure these are very secure, so I'm going to do it on this side too. We're just going to put a little bit of hot glue across the very bottom of that felt ear, and then we're going to press it down using that little skewer. And then you're going to take the fur and kind of pull it up around the bottom of the ear to hide any of that glue. All right, now we just want to shape the fur coming up out of the ears, like so. And guys, he's looking really cute. Okay, gotta mash these down a little bit more and hold it there till they're dry. Okay, there we go. We'll just set him aside. Now we're going to make the tail. We're going to use some pipe cleaners. Okay, and you can buy these at the craft store. You can buy them at Walmart or even Dollar Tree. And these won't show, so it doesn't matter what color. I'm going to take two and we're going to twist them together. The pipe cleaners is going to make it to where our tail is bendable. Okay, so we're just going to twist two of them together for a little bit more strength. Okay, then we're going to take our fur again, and we want to cut a tube of fur. Okay. Let's see, let me find my end. Here we go. We want to cut a tube of fur. a long rectangle, really, is what I'm saying when I say a tube. Just pull that thread off the edge where I took the seam out on this Christmas tree skirt. And I'm just going to cut, let's see, about an 8-inch tail. Okay, like that. Okay. And then we're going to take our pipe cleaner. First, I want to go ahead and I'm going to comb this tail. And then pull any fur off that might be loose. If you cut just the backing, you won't have much fur loss. But if you cut all the way through the fur, it's not going to be as pretty. And you won't have fur overhanging like this. It'll just be a real sharp, severe cut, kind of like the end here. All right, now what we're gonna do, this is gonna be the bottom of our tail. You want the fur going down. So this is gonna be the bottom of our tail, and this will be the end we glue to the cat. We're just gonna take this pipe cleaner and glue it down the middle. So let's cut it off using our wire cutters. Just a little bit shorter than the tail. Okay, like that. And then I also want to take a skewer and I'm going to cut off a tip because that's what we're going to use to stick this down in on this end. So we're going to go ahead and glue these on. Let's glue this one on first. Okay, over here on this end. And then we're going to do a bead of hot glue down the center of our fur. And then we're going to lay our pipe cleaner on top of that and press it down. Okay. This will not show, so it doesn't matter if you get hot glue on the pipe cleaner. Okay, just press that down. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to overlap the fur. We're going to bring it in and glue it onto that pipe cleaner. And y'all, I think I may have this a little bit too wide. So I'm going to take my, if I can find what I did with it, my X-Acto knife, it's right here in front of me, and I'm going to trim it a little bit on each side. Just want enough to be able to fold over and glue on top of the pipe cleaner. Okay. And I'll save that to use inside some ears when I make another one. Same thing over here. I'm just going to trim off the excess. Okay, now we're going to put the glue on the pipe cleaner on top, all the way down, and then I'm very carefully with my finger protector going to fold this over and press it down onto that glue. Okay. Just press it down. And then we're going to take this fur and we want to brush the hair on the one that we, or the fur on the one that we just glued down, going that way. Okay. Then we want to put a bead of hot glue right here on the backing. Got a dangly piece of hot glue here. Let me get that off. Okay, we're going to put a bead of glue here. And then I'm going to just take this and roll it over on top of that. Okay, then we're going to press it down, kind of mash and press. Okay, And then when you come back in, you just fluff that fur up, and you can't really see where the seam is. And right here where you can still see some of that backing, just stick a little more hot glue. Just go down and check your seam here. Mash that down. And when you fluff your fur, this is going to be on the bottom anyway, but when you fluff your fur, you can't really even tell where that seam is. That's so cute. But see, because we put the pipe cleaner in there, now we can shape his tail. Okay, we're going to go to the back of the gnome at the very bottom. And get some of that excess glue that was on there. I'm going to go probably about a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and puncture just a little hole, because we got a double layer of fur right there. It would be really hard to poke a hole through that. So I'm just going to cut it, stick my hot glue gun into that little hole I just made, and then we're going to stick our skewer, and I'm also going to put a little bit of glue right here. And then I'm going to make sure I've got my tail on the seam on the bottom, and then stick it down in there and hold it until it dries. Kind of press where you put that glue to make sure the fur sticks to it so the glue won't show. But y'all, this is so cute. He turned out adorable. I just love these little cat and Highland cow gnomes. I'm getting addicted to making the little animals. See his little whiskers? He's so cute. I hope you guys give this a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a very blessed day. Please like my video. If you don't already, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you will not miss out when I put out new content. Thanks again, guys. Bye.